The boys are coming back to town. The season 2 trailer for Amazon Prime's hit series The Boys dropped, I guess, yesterday or the day before, and it looks every bit as cool and funny and fun and violent as season 1. Did you get a chance to see this?
I did. I have to tell you, after seeing the commercials for season 1, I was surprised at how much gore and blood they actually showed in season 2. I actually do appreciate that, because when I tried to explain this show to people, they didn't really have a good impression of what it was going to be like. This commercial absolutely sets the stage. So I feel a little more comfortable saying, watch the commercial, go see the movie, because this sets it up. And frankly, I don't know, I'm pretty hyped after seeing the commercial. It looks great.
For folks who aren't familiar with it, this is an Amazon Prime TV show, and as Amazon Prime puts it, The Boys is kind of this irreverent take on what happens when superheroes, who are as popular as celebrities, as influential as politicians, and as revered as gods, abuse their superpowers rather than use them for good. This group of powerless vigilantes, or real heroes, embark on a heroic quest to expose the truth about the so-called Seven and the evil corporation behind it. I can't remember, is it Vought Corporation?
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, but it is extremely violent and graphic, so you kind of got to be ready for that. And as you're saying, Rick, it sounds like this time out, if folks see the commercial, they'll know what they're in for. Cool.
Yeah, and as far as the release date, the news that I'm looking at right now says mid-2020. So that puts us, like June, July timeframe, which is unfortunate that we'd have to wait so long.
Dang.
But it is basically a year from when the previous one was released.
It makes sense, but it'll be well worth it. If it's anywhere as good as season 1, it's definitely worth the wait. So be sure to check it out on Amazon Prime. Today is a huge day for DC Comics fans, because just a few hours ago, Warner Brothers dropped the first official full trailer for Wonder Woman 1984. They had a live stream from Comic-Con Brazil. So director Patty Jenkins and star Gal Gadot unveiled the trailer, and it shows Diana sort of remaining active in her mission in man's world during the 67 years since Steve Trevor perished during that fight with Ares. Fast forward to 1984, and we have Pedro Pascal as Maxwell Lord, who's a character from the comics, and he seems to be launching this plot against the world. And at the same time, we're introduced to Kristen Wiig as Barbara Ann Minerva, a dear, dear friend of Diana's, who will go on to become her arch enemy, the Cheetah, kind of werecat creature. We see in this spot, and we've seen it in pictures over the last year, Chris Pine returns impossibly as Steve Trevor. Now here's the key, Rick. We see Steve Trevor in the 1980s.
Right.
Patty Jenkins says this is not a trick. That is Steve Trevor. Fast forwarded from 1917 to 1984, and she didn't want to reveal how. She's saying that's a big part of the story, is how he is somehow put into 1984 as sort of a fish out of water. I suspect that it's somehow related to Maxwell Lord's plot. The voiceover of him promises people that they can have everything you always wanted, and that's exactly what Diana would want. I also suspect Barbara Ann's fate is tied to that plot as well. So at one point we see Maxwell Lord, and he's holding some kind of crystal that may be able to alter reality or something. I think it looks really cool.
I agree. I wasn't sure what to make of it, when they decided to place it in 1984.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen from this, it looks amazing. And now being the DC guy, can you talk to me a little bit about the lasso? Because she's using this in ways in the commercial that I don't think I've ever seen her do in the comics.
Yeah. So specifically, she seems to be using the lasso to ride lightning bolts. Which is a new one.
Right.
Because I'm not familiar with her doing that in the comics. She was always just able to fly, and we've seen her fly in the first movie. So I'm not totally sure what's happening there, but maybe there's some element of the story that requires her to do something like that. The origin of Cheetah had something to do with magic. She was an archaeologist who was looking for Themyscira. Diana can't go back to Themyscira, and so there was something involved with the gods that turned Barbara Ann into the Cheetah. Maybe that's what's going to happen here, and somehow the lightning is in some kind of weird space or something. She was also smacking people around with it. She kind of did that with the first movie, but this time it wasn't sort of in the lasso shape. It was just she was punching people with it practically.
And she also was almost like swinging from buildings like Spider-Man, which I thought was kind of fascinating.
One thing, too, that I bet you're wondering about is her Golden Eagle armor. So we see her at one point in this Themyscirian armor that she used for a time in the comics, and it may have some ability ability to protect her from whatever it is that Maxwell Lord is harnessing here in this movie. So Hans Zimmer is doing the score to Wonder Woman 2. His protege, Rupert Gregson Williams, did the score for the first movie, and I hope he retains all the best stuff from that score, because I thought that score was awesome.
If I remember right, Hans Zimmer also did the music for that scene, that iconic scene in Batman vs Superman.
Oh yeah,
which is the song that I will always picture when she comes into the scene.
yes, he did that strain, and that is something that Rupert Gregson Williams built off of, and that is definitively that electric guitar sort of thread there that is her musical motif. So I hope that is in the movie as well. Wonder Woman 1984 opens June 5th, 2020.